Hey, I hope everybody's doing having a good day, good evening, whatever the case may be. It's been a while since we've done a video here in the shop. You can judge my workstation all you want. I get a lot of things done, and this is what it takes to get it done. So I wanted to share a little bit with you guys. I'm here, it's late, it's a little after 8 o'clock on a Monday evening. My wife and kids are in bed at this point in time. I have been doing some diagnosis on a RAM product. It's a 2500. And it really kind of gave me some thought here. And I thought maybe we'd talk for a little while tonight and do a little bit more of our podcast. I know there's a few of you out there that are very supportive of the podcast. And so I don't want to let you guys down. I realized I took a little hiatus. I've been burning the candle at both ends and then some. So I apologize, but I'm giving you guys all I got. And it's about, like I said, a little after 8. So I had a little time. I thought we would hang out for a little while. This probably won't be a super long podcast, but I want to talk about warranties and I want to talk about quality of parts and really what the state of the automotive industry or really the global manufacturing is, in my opinion, or my experience. And this may bird walk around a little bit, but what I've got over here is one that we, got in, did a real thorough checkout, crossed the T's, dotted the I's. It's in really good shape as far as the last diagnosis. And it was here for a crank nose start 7 months ago. We videoed it. You can look back on it. We nailed the TIPM, had a burnt pin inside of it, so it got a factory TIPM, and the fuel pump went out of it. And I didn't mess with aftermarket parts. I didn't mess with companies on the internet or whatever. We went right to the dealership. We got factory parts, and they've let me down already. Essentially, in this one, if you drive somewhere around, I'm going to say that body style was probably from 14 to 22, I'd say. The fuel pump on those breaks free inside the tank, and instead of hanging there, you'll have the top plate that locks into the fuel tank itself, and then it hangs down and the sending unit is in there, and then the fuel pump is down at the bottom. Any fuel pump is always better to push fuel than it is to try and pull fuel. So if you can get it at the very bottom or the lowest point of the tank, it's typically going to survive longer. Well, this one, and why I'm a little bit perturbed tonight, is it is broken off and it's flopping around down in the bottom of the tank. It's fairly common when you have an electric motor with an armature in there and you have your pickups or your commentators in there. I don't know how many there typically are. If you know, leave it in the comments. Let's say it has 7. And any of you that's ever spun an electric motor, you'll feel it has resistance and then it gives, and it's resistance and it gives. That's it making and breaking the magnetic field inside the armature. Well, sometimes when you have one armature that's burnt in there and you'll bang on it, it'll move it just a little bit and it'll cause it to work. So it's a fairly common thing in the trade just to give it a few good wraps on there. Well, I was trying to find continuity through the pump itself, and I don't know if you can see this here. It's probably not going to be real big, so you just have to take my word for it. But here's our TIPM, or our Total Integrated Power Distribution Module. That's here. It's a fairly simple circuit. We have a dark blue with an orange wire. That's right here. And then it runs to the fuel pump control. Well, then we have a black with a gray that goes to ground. I should have some continuity there to the pump, and I don't. It's open. And what I believe has happened is this portion here has actually fallen off and is unhooked. And inevitably, which is great, I harp on my son all the time that it costs just as much to drive a vehicle on empty as it does to drive it on quarter, half, 3/4 of a tank. So inevitably, when I have a fuel pump failure, it usually comes to see the shop with a full tank of gas. And this one has a smoking full tank of gas. So good for you guys for keeping gas in it and not running it on fumes all the time. Well done. But for me, when it's like a, 38 or 40 gallon tank, that's a whole lot to wrestle and get the fuel pump out of it and then get it back up in there. Now, I know that's part of my job. I'm not complaining. I'd rather have it, a little less than full, But this isn't my first rodeo. I have the fuel tank adapters. My tranny jack will handle it, so it's no big deal. But this really burns the question is you do all the right things. You source the parts from what I consider probably, hopefully, the best parts available. And they make it 7 months from the dealer and they leave my folks walking. Like, really? You gotta be kidding me. Cannot we do better than this? And I realize, from my side of it, thankfully, these folks, I have a good rapport. I think I can have a discussion with them and they'll be like, all right, we'll get another pump and we'll go on about our day. But a lot of folks think that it's the mechanic that did the bad job here and didn't fix the car or didn't diagnose it correctly, or did I really need all that stuff that we did last time? Well, thankfully, here, at least what I do at home, as well as at the shops for that matter, we do a digital vehicle inspection that stays with your invoice so we can reference anything later. And here at home, I like to video it and kind of talk with the people out there. And I love your guys' input, coming back at me. A, I've learned some things over the years. And B, there's always some trolls out there that make me laugh. So if you're one of those, I appreciate either one, whichever the case may be. But in this instance, it's just maddening. I love fixing cars. I've been doing this over 20 years, probably with my trade school, we're at 25 years now. And I hope you out there, whatever it is you're doing, you still love what you do. Because I still love fixing cars. I love diagnosing cars. I love fixing them. I love making them as good, if not better, than before they had a problem or as it rolled off the assembly line. But I don't enjoy fixing the same thing over and over and over again, even though we did all the things that we typically should do, and this one sheerly just broke off. So I doubt the dealer is going to warranty this. If they do, great, and if they don't, well, that's, kind of the shakeout. I'm going to call them in the morning. We're going to have a discussion about it and say, hey, what can you do for me? And if not, I got to put a fuel pump in this thing to get this back into service for these people. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts out there, whatever your business or your industry is. I'd love to know if you're seeing similar things where the cost is higher than it's ever been. And really, a lot of the business owners that are charging those prices, it's because their cost is extremely high. And so it's almost a pass-through. I realize, like, when you come and get your car fixed, you're like, oh, Dustin or A1 Custom took a bunch of my money. But I had to give a bunch of it to whoever I got the parts, the inventory, whatever the case was, to make sure I fixed your car correctly. As well as I still got to have enough money to keep the lights on and cover things when they go bad like this one that, they're probably not going to warranty it, but I don't feel good not warrantying it. It's been 7 months. That's not cool. As well as the dealer, so it's not like I can force the dealer to do anything. They're the too big to fail, and so they'll fleece you for everything you got, including me. So don't think you're the only one out there getting fleeced on this kind of stuff. I hope you guys, got something out of this. I hope the camera's not overheating here. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the quality of what's going on in the world and what you think about this 9-minute rant. See you guys.